What's good, y'all? It's your girl Galaxy Queen Star coming live at you tonight. So yeah, I'm just getting off from work. Someone asked me to touch base on the altercation that occurred between Jimz and Rome DMV. Now, I failed to mention in my last vlog when I recapped Jimz and versus Tech Nine. I failed to mention that in one of the rounds, okay, you know how when the battle rapper is coming all up in his opponent's face and he's, battle rapping him. Well, Tech Nine felt some type of way and he pushes Jimz like back up, so everybody know about the hype in this battle. They really sold the fight, so to speak. So security just bum rushes the stage and immediately, made sure nothing took place, nothing transpired between Tech Nine and Jimz. Okay, which it didn't, and they wound up continuing the battle. They even shook hands and shook hands after everything was done. Okay, so now after that battle, okay, later on in the night, Chef Trez versus Mr. Wavy is happening. And then as I'm watching the battle, I see the Goonies rush off the stage and they go into the crowd. I'm confused, like what the hell is going on? So, and then all of a sudden, Chef Trez and Mr. Wavy continues the battle like nothing ever happened. Now, I later did find out, okay, that it was Jimz who assaulted Rome DMV. So I'm confused. I wasn't really that confused because I knew that for months they've been going back and forth on YouTube, Jimz and Rome. They've been going back and forth on Twitter. So there has been a lot of exchange of fighting words. They're both saying it's on site, this and that. Wait till I see you, da 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 da. So now that they're both at a venue, of course something pops off. Okay, so let me give you, just in case you don't know, I'm gonna give y'all a little background information. Now, a few months ago, when that whole situation, the whole Kenny Lewis situation took place, Rome DMV was the one to crack that case, okay, so to speak. He's the one that, uploaded a vlog, proving that this person that by the fly was the Kenny Lewis account, and that whole thing. He was like Mr. Sherlock Holmes that everybody was calling him. He got a lot of praise for that vlog, a lot of likes, a lot of people in the battle rap community was bigging him up, so he continued on that path, Rome DMV. So now that he's having this beef with Jimz, he took it upon himself to get a picture from Jim's Instagram. It was a picture of Jim's family, his mom, his dad, and I believe his siblings, like his sisters and brothers. Okay, so the purpose of Rome getting this picture was to prove to everybody in the battle rap community that Jimz is not Spanish, that Jimz is actually Greek, and he's basically perpetrating a fraud, trying to act like he's Spanish. He's basically fronting and being a fraud. Okay, so this was his point of taking this picture from Jimz and uploading it on his vlog, and he just was talking about Jimz and talking about him being Greek and how he's a liar and da 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 da. So a lot of people did not respect what Rome did. They didn't like that, okay? And as a matter of fact, Rome got like 1,000, maybe even over 1,000 dislikes on that vlog. A lot of people was not feeling what Rome did. This time Rome took it a little bit too far, okay? So of course this offended Jimz, okay? So now Jimz was really furious, and that's when the fighting words really took place between Jimz and Rome's. He was really heated, and he has every right to be, okay? When you put yourself in Jim's shoes, you would be mad too. Like, how dare this person take my photo from Instagram to try to prove something? I didn't give him permission for that. So that was dead wrong on Rome's part. Okay, so now fast forwarding, now we at Survivor Series, and now I'm hearing that before the assault took place, I'm hearing that Jimz did approach Drugs. Now Drugs is from the crew called the Goonies. Rome is also a part of the crew, the Goonies. Who's in the Goonies? That's New Jersey Twerk, that's Ryder, that's Drugs, I believe Blue Easy, and a few other people. Jack Boy Maine, a few other people. Okay, this is the crew, the Goonies. All right, so I'm hearing that Jimz did approach Drugs, who's from the Goonies, and he basically asks his permission if he can, approach Rome. Okay, I don't know if he asked permission to fight Rome or permission just to talk to Rome. So Drugs told him no. Okay, I'd rather us do this another day. If you want to fight Rome, you could get your fair one and I'll set it up. This is what Drugs was telling Jimz. He's going to set it up, basically for Jimz to just wait. Okay, so it seemed like Jimz did not respect what Drugs said, okay, because he did attempt to approach Rome the first time, and Beasley chimed in. Beasley came in between that, stopped that conversation, told Jimz and Rome, let's do this after the battles or whatever, and he stopped that conversation from happening. So later on in the night, for the second time, Jim approaches Rome. Now this time, Rome was standing right next to Tony Bro. Okay, so Jim approaches Rome, and Rome even admits that Jim did ask him for an apology, was telling him, look, what you did was disrespectful, it was out of line, I don't like it, I deserve an apology for what you did, basically. So Rome was being indifferent, insensitive, acting like he don't care. Okay, so he goes and, saying all this, basically just bypassing what Jimz had to say. So Jimz felt some type of way. I guess he lost control, which, a lot of people would probably do if you're trying to reason with somebody, if you're trying to talk it out and have a conversation with somebody, okay, and then they still acting like they don't give a shit. I can understand somebody, losing a little self-control, and he wound up punching Rome. Now, there's different stories as to whether Rome fell on the ground or whatnot, but it's a fact that Jimz did punch Rome. Okay, so I'm hearing Jimz went back to the bar, chilled out, had a little drink or so, and then he wound up leaving, shortly after. Okay, so Jim posted a tweet explaining the situation, that he tried to talk it out with Rome, and Rome, was acting like he didn't care, he wasn't trying to hear it, and he just lost control and attacked Rome. Okay, so a lot of people understand where Jimz is coming from. They're siding with Jimz, and I totally get it. I'm from the hood, I'm from the streets, and that's like an unspoken rule. Like, you just know not to mess with anybody's family, and if you do, you should know the consequences behind that. You understand what I'm saying? You should just know the consequences behind that, whether that's going to be a fight, whether that's going to be weapons drawn. You have to know the consequences. Not saying that is right, but it is what it is. That's just how it is in the hood. That's how it is in the streets. Okay, but Jimz did give Drugs his word that he would wait. Okay, but I get it. When you having an ongoing beef with somebody and you actually see that person face to face in the same place that you're at, sometimes you just can't help yourself. All these thoughts are going through your mind. You're thinking about what happened between you and this person, and how this person disrespected you, disrespected your family, and you start getting heated all over again like it just happened yesterday. You know what I mean? I've been in Jim's shoes. You know what I'm saying? You just get heated all over again, and you don't care about the fact that you gave your word to this one. You're thinking about the situation. You're getting mad all over again. It's like it just happened yesterday. So you're itching. It's like you're itching to talk to this person and get this shit off your chest. Okay, you want to just talk this shit out right now. You know what I mean? So Jim just felt the need to say something right now. Now, was his intentions to try to talk it out and squash it? I don't know. I wasn't there. Okay, I don't know. Was that his intentions? I hope it was. Had Rome apologized, maybe the fight would have never happened. Maybe Jimz would have never assaulted him. You know what I mean? Because Rome was dead wrong. Why can't Rome see that he was wrong? Why couldn't he just apologize? He is coming to him as a man. You know what I mean? So now, okay, after everything transpired, after everything happened, Jimz posted his vlog, his tweet, even a vlog explaining the situation, as well as Rome. He posted his vlog explaining his side of the story. Okay, Rome was on 15 Minutes of Fame, talking about it, laughing about it, saying how Jimz hit him and how he don't got no scratches and nothing on his face. Then Rome do another vlog of his own talking about what happened and saying how he got sucker punched. Now, in my opinion, I don't believe that was a sucker punch, because okay, if you have a beef with somebody and it's been going on for months, and then you see that person in the same vicinity, you should know street smarts. This street smarts will tell you, okay, let me be prepared. Okay, I got beef with this person. If this person steps to me, I know shit may hit the fan. I know shit may pop off. Okay, let me be prepared. Okay, you should just know. That's just street smarts. If you from the streets, you would know that. Okay, so Jimz came to Rome man to man. He did try to talk it out. He asked for an apology, and Rome wasn't trying to give him one. Okay, so Rome should have been prepared, okay, to fight or do something, especially if he was, being insensitive and acting like he didn't give a shit. So that was not a sucker punch. It's not like Jim came up to Rome and just hit him. No, Jimz did try to talk to Rome. So that's definitely not a sucker punch. Okay, so Rome, he comes and do another vlog. Okay, he even admits saying, what, I should have apologized. Then after that vlog, he does another vlog saying, what, I want to fight. 48, you have 48 hours, Jimz. You have 48 hours to respond, because they're gonna, I don't know if he said Beasley or the Goonies, but somebody was gonna set it up so that they could finally shoot a fair one, which I hope happens. I just hope that they get this shit over with. Sometimes you need to tough it out. Sometimes you need to just fight it out. You know what I mean? So I hope it does happen. So now I'm just glad that nothing serious or major happened at the venue, as far as Smack and Beasley losing that venue. Okay, number one, because they could have easily lost the venue. What if, sometimes when one fight happens, then other people start fighting. What if there were weapons involved? You know what I'm saying? You just never know what can happen. Somebody could have got hurt. Weapons, other people could have started fighting. Weapons could have been drawn. You just never know. You know what I'm saying? And then Smack could have easily lost that venue, and it would have been Jim's fault. So Jim should have respected Beasley. He should have respected drugs and just waited. Just wait to shoot that fair one with Rome. But at the same time, you got to put yourself in Jim's shoes. Somebody's been constantly disrespecting you and all, of course you're going to want to approach that person. If you have that opportunity, you're going to want to approach that person. You know what I'm saying? So I totally get it. I totally understand. Jimz was just itching to get this shit off his chest. Okay, so now with all of this being said, now a few days later, now today, Tony Bro posts a vlog saying that Rome DMV is no longer with Black Compass Media. Now before I get into that, I'm reading the comments on, other vloggers' vlogs, and people are commenting saying, oh, why Jimz didn't do that to Goods? Why he didn't assault Goods? Why he didn't assault the guy that assaulted him out in the streets? First of all, okay, that to me that doesn't make any sense. You know why? Because Goods and Jimz already squashed that beef. Okay, Goods actually uploaded a vlog a few months ago publicly apologizing to Jimz, and it was such a sincere vlog. The same thing with Jimz. Jimz publicly, posted his vlog saying that Goods, that they called each other, that they spoke on the phone, they talked it out, and that he can tell that Goods was really sincere, and he forgave Goods for that altercation. So they squashed that beef. So if he was to see Goods, it's no longer a problem. It's no longer beef. They already took care of that. Okay, the same thing with Rich Block. Okay, the guy who was talking to Goods and basically put his information out there about him being Greek. Okay, I hear that behind the scenes they squashed that beef too. Okay, even the guy who assaulted him in the street, I heard that they talked it out and squashed that beef as well. So all the problems that he had prior to this incident, they were already squashed. So why are y'all saying, oh, he should have did it to Goods, he should have did that to, he should have assaulted Goods, Jim should have assaulted Rich Block, he should have assaulted. That's already taken care of. That's already been squashed. Why would he continue a beef with these people when they no longer have any beef? So that doesn't make any sense. Of course he wouldn't do that to them. The only problem that he has now currently is with Rome. Okay, that's the only person he has a problem with right now. Even with him and Tech Nine, they even pound out. They squashed they beat once they battled on the stage. Even after the battle was over, they shook hands. They no longer have beef. Even Tech Nine publicly said it on Champion. He no longer has a problem with Jimz. Okay, so he squashed all his beef with everybody else. The only person he still had a problem with is Rome, or was Rome. Okay, so now I'm trying to think of everything that I wanted to say. Okay, so now with Tony Bro and Rome. Okay, after that situation what happened, I'm hearing Tony Bro was standing next to Rome when Jimz assaulted Rome's. Another thing I don't like what people are saying in the comments. Oh, why didn't Tony Bro, hit Jimz or stand up for Rome? Rome is a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I could see if Jimz and his people wind up jumping Rome, then yeah, Tony Bro should have done something and, jumped in that fight too. But if it's a 101 and you see them talking out, that's between them two. You don't jump into that. You know what I'm saying? That's man on man, man to man. You don't jump into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rome DMV is his own person. He's a grown man. Okay, his crew is with the Goonies. Now, Rome wasn't jumped. Jimz came to him man to man, try to talk it out, try to squash it. Okay, so Tony Bro doesn't have anything to do with that. But Tony Bro always felt the need to still come to Rome's defense for some reason, and I don't know why. I mean, Rome is grown. He don't need to babysit Rome. You know what I'm saying? So now it is a little coincidental, though, that after this thing took place at Survivor Series, after this, altercation took place, that now Tony Bro uploads a vlog saying that Rome DMV is no longer with Black Compass Media. Black Compass Media is a radio show that, involves them talking about battle rap and the statistics of battle rap, the political version of battle rap, in a positive light. And that included Tony Bro, Posey, Rome DMV, and I forget who the other players, with Black Compass Media. But I'm hearing that Rome DMV is the one who started that first. So, it's a little confusing as to how they dropped Rome DMV when he's the one that started it. I don't understand that. And then I'm hearing two different sides. Like, I don't understand why all of a sudden it's Rome dropped. Is it because of the situation that occurred between Rome and Jimz, or is it something else? Because Tony Bro had Rome's back. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know what transpired with that. You know what I mean? So I'm hearing that it could be a money situation, a finances. Okay? I'm hearing that Rome is pocketing all the money and that he has all the control. So maybe something behind the scenes, happened with that. Nobody really knows. They didn't go into any full detail. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll find out eventually, when they post another vlog. Excuse me, y'all. I know the train is coming through. My bad. Let me let the train go by a little bit. I don't know if y'all can still hear me. But yeah, so I don't know why all of a sudden Rome is dropped from Black Compass Media. You know what I mean? And this is only days after what took place between Rome and Jimz. And then Tony Bro had Rome's back the whole time. So I'm really confused as to what happened. Okay, some people were saying because of the situation with Jimz and Rome, and then other people were saying it had to do with finances, but we shall see. Okay, so another thing I wanted to touch base on was ARP. Now, ARP is a league owner for RBE. RBE is another league. Okay, and when the altercation, the scuffle took place between Jimz and Goods, okay, they actually had a fight on stage where Goods punched Jimz, and then a fight, ensued. So I remember after that happened, ARP uploaded his own vlog saying that there's a no fighting policy from now on, and that if any battle rapper on any league, whether it's big or small, has a fight, that they will be banned from RBE. Okay, so ARP said this a few months ago, and now that Jimz assaulted Rome, I'm wondering if ARP will ban Jimz. Now this is really, really sad because Jimz started out on RBE. He's been getting really good names recently, and it's kind of sad that if ARP was to ban Jimz, that would be really sad because that's his home base. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not a good look for battle rap. It's really sad that he's getting into all these altercations with people, and now it seems like it may be a little worse because now that he attacked Rome's, the people in the Goonies, like Drugs and Twerk and them, they're really upset. They're really upset that Jimz didn't keep his words to Drugs, and now Jimz may have more problems in the future. Imagine if he goes to a venue, what if he see Drugs again or Twerk again? Something else may pop off, another fight may pop off, you know what I mean? So this is just not looking good. I'm kind of hoping that Jimz and Rome would shoot a fair one. I'm hoping that maybe that will squash everything and we could stop talking about this situation. You know what I'm saying? We don't need any negativity in battle rap. We're trying to make this mainstream. This is a small community. You know what I'm saying? And people are not going to take battle rap seriously if there's a lot of fights and altercations and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we will see, guys. I hope I touched base on everything that I wanted to say. All right, but I got y'all for the rest of the recaps of Survivor Series. Okay, I just been working and doing a little bit of overtime and stuff because I have another vacation coming up. So I've been trying to make that extra money. But I'm off tomorrow, so I'm gonna definitely do at least 2 more recaps tomorrow for you guys. All right, so y'all have a good night, and remember, there's no night without stars. Later.